Okay, so I know exactly how so many of you are feeling. You feel like your Canadian dream is just stuck, right? Stuck behind these crazy high point scores and just impossible competition. But what if I told you there's another way in? A faster, way more successful path that honestly, most people just don't even know exists. In this explainer, we're pulling back the curtain on Canada's best kept immigration secret, and it's designed just for French speakers. And believe me, that is not an exaggeration. We're not talking about perfect academic French or having a Parisian accent. Nope. We're talking about a fundamental skill that Canada is desperate for, and it has the power to change absolutely everything for you.
So let's just clear the air right now. Forget about all the usual things that cause so much stress. For this path, you do not need to compete in the massive express entry pool. You don't need a sky-high CRS score. You don't even need a Canadian degree. And you're not forced to live in super expensive cities like Toronto or Vancouver. This is a whole different ballgame.
So, what is this secret weapon? Well, it's called the Francophone Community Immigration Pilot, or FCIP. And for the right person, maybe that's you, your ability to speak French isn't just a skill on your resume, it's a superpower, and it unlocks this entire program. You're probably thinking, okay, why are they doing this? What's the catch? Well, here's the thing. This isn't a test Canada is trying to make you fail. It's an active recruitment mission. See, Francophone communities outside of Quebec are getting smaller, and they urgently need skilled people like you, to work in their hospitals, their schools, their businesses, just to keep their culture and services alive. They need you. Now, let's put this side by side with other programs because this is where it gets really, really exciting. Language? Express Entry wants high-level English. The FCIP? Just a CLB5 in French. That's basically conversational. A job offer? You don't need one to get started. CRS score? Nope, don't need that either. And now for the big one, the approval rate. You go from basically a 50-50 coin toss with Express Entry to, well, near certainty.
Yeah, 98%. Just take a second and let that number really sink in. Look, a number that high tells you one thing and one thing only. If you meet the basic requirements, Canada is not trying to screen you out. They are actively trying to bring you in. This isn't some impossible test. It's a welcome mat they've rolled out just for you.
All right, so I can practically hear you thinking, okay, this sounds incredible, but do I actually qualify? Let's break down the exact blueprint. I think you're going to be surprised by just how clear and simple it is. Here it is. It really just comes down to 3 things. Seriously, that's it. Number 1, language. You need a CLB 5 in French. That's it. No English test required. Number 2, experience. A high school diploma and just 1 single year of skilled work experience. And number 3, intention. You have to be genuine about your plan to live in one of the designated communities. That's the whole list. No tricks, no hidden requirements. Now for the really fun part. If you just ticked those 3 boxes, it's time to start dreaming a little. It's time for us to look at where your new life in Canada could actually begin. There are 16 communities all across the country just waiting. And listen, this isn't just about throwing a dart at a map. This is about designing the life you actually want to live. Are you a small town person where you feel that tight-knit community vibe? Or do you need that big city energy with all the amenities, but still want to be part of a strong Francophone hub? And just look at the variety here. You can go for that cozy, small-town feeling in a place like Hawkesbury, Ontario, or if you need that urban buzz, you can choose communities inside major cities like Ottawa or Edmonton. The point is, you get to choose. You don't have to compromise on the lifestyle you want. And that choice, it has to be personal. Just listen to Gene's story. He didn't just pick a name off a list. He did his research, he found a community online, he saw his own culture being celebrated, and he knew. He knew he'd found his new home. That's the key right there, finding that real connection. Okay, so this next part is probably the most important piece of the whole puzzle, the strategy. Because the most successful applicants, they flip the normal process completely upside down. You don't start by looking for a job. No, you start by getting the community on your side first. So here's the playbook, step by step. You pick one community. You submit an expression of interest online. If they like what they see, they give you a community recommendation letter. And that letter, that is your golden ticket. With that letter, you get 6 months to find a job. And get this, the community will actually help you find one. The best way to think about it is like this.
That recommendation letter is like getting pre-approved for a mortgage before you even start looking at houses. It's a massive signal to employers that says, hey, this person is exactly who our community wants and needs. They have our full support. It gives you unbelievable leverage. And does it work? Oh yeah, it works. Take Amina from Mali. As soon as she got her recommendation for Ottawa, she started calling clinics. And the response she got from one, they literally said, we've been looking for someone exactly like you for the last 6 months. That's the power of having the community backing you. And at the end of the day, this is what it's all about, right? It's about more than just getting a visa. It's about finding a place where your language, your culture is valued, where you can connect with people and truly feel like you belong. A place where your patients call you my sister. That's home. Okay, that was a lot of information, I know. But information without action is just noise. It doesn't get you anywhere. So let's turn all of this into your personal launch plan. What can you do in the next 48 hours to get the ball rolling? Right here, right now. You ready? Here it is. 5 simple things. 1. Choose one community. Just one. Focus your energy. 2. Book your French test. This is the one thing you can't get around, so get it on the calendar today. 3. Find the official 𝐓𝐶IP website for your chosen community and bookmark it. 4. Fill out that expression of interest form. And 5, the most important step, you hit send. You do it. Commit to submitting it before midnight tomorrow.
Okay, quick pro tip. On that EOII form, you are going to see a question, why this community? And this is where you win or lose. Do not give a generic answer like, I want to live in Canada. No, you need to be specific. Connect your story, your skills to that specific town. Show them you've done your homework and that you're serious about putting down roots. Your answer has to come from the heart. Just think about this person's answer. They saw a photo that moved them to tears because it showed them a place where their identity, their language would be celebrated. That's the kind of genuine emotion they can't ignore. That's real. All right, let's boil this all down. What do you absolutely need to remember? The 𝐓𝐶IP is Canada's most generous and successful program with a 98% approval rate. You do not need a job offer to get started. You only need a conversational level of French. And most of all, your French, that's not just a language, it's your superpower. And the best time to start was yesterday. The next best time is right now. Look, this is how it all begins. One focused application. One community that really wants you. All it takes is one yes. Your new life in Canada isn't some far-off, impossible dream. It's an action plan, and it's sitting right in front of you. So the only question left is, what are you going to do next?